Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. Sorry, I've been away for 2 weeks. The first week I actually had to work, and then last week I can't remember why I missed last week, but yeah, I'm back again. Probably also for work. So it's going to be a quick show tonight. Nothing fancy or over the top. So obviously the Springbok and the Lions team have come out now. So I've got the team sheets here in front of me. But let's be honest, I'm just going to put up probably the best news of the week. Probably the best news this entire season was. Let me put this up here. Was the Bulls' magnificent win over South Africa A. I always said a long time ago in one of my shows, I said that if the Bulls played even the Springboks, I'd still support the Bulls. So I have to say, go Bulls. They're on my team. They've been my team for quite some time. And they pulled one up over South African A. Look, let's be honest, South African A was fairly abysmal. It was all over the place. Just goes to show you what it is when you have a well-coached team. I've always believed that a coach can make a team make a team better the sum of its parts. And you can see Jake White is building something there, a bit of depth there at the Bulls. But yeah, they just seemed like the more physical team on the day. For me, it felt like South Africa. I just thought they'd just a rock up on the day and they'd win. And but the other game was the Lions against the Stormers, and another walkover game. I know there's been a lot of talk about these games actually really meaning nothing, and I think they have meant nothing. Like I think the last tour when they were playing in New Zealand, New Zealand have a lot more depth than most. Actually, they've got more depth than any country, so they can obviously lose a lot of their All Blacks and still have a lot of quality players. And it just seemed like the Lions. It really was nothing games, and from all those games, I can't pick up anything of what's going to happen. I've been watching so many podcasts and so many videos, and I can't figure out who the hell's going to win. But yeah, I've just got to say, go the Bulls. I can lose every single game in the season, and I'm pretty happy. Yeah, would be nice to win the Pro 14 or whatever it was, but yeah, that's one thing. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through the two team sheets. I'll just see if I can get a chair. I think I've got a chair. So there we go. I'm just going to get rid of this banner quickly. But yeah, guys, just tell me what you thought of the Bulls game. For me, yeah, it was pretty much a nothing kind of game, but for me, it was everything. You know what I mean? David, there was quite an interesting thing to say. There was Dan. I don't know if you guys watch Rugby Pass, and they were talking to Dan Bigger, and he said most people would play. Dan Bigger says most people would play boring rugby if it meant they'd win a World Cup. So it wasn't nice on the eye, but sometimes. Yeah, it wasn't nice on the eye, and I don't think South Africa got anything out of it. I don't think South Africa got anything out of it, except maybe the Bulls, and yeah, so maybe they'll hold them in good stead. But yeah, I don't think there's been, except for the South African A against the Lions, I don't think there's been any games that have been nice on this tour so far. So let's see if South Africa A against the Lions was anything to go by. I think this weekend's game is going to be a serious humdinger. I think it's really going to be. I actually don't know who's going to win. I really, really don't know. There's this talk and who's holding what back, and Rusty we trust, and he must have a plan. Gatlin must have a plan. But in all honesty, guys, these are the same coaches that had a quarter or a semi-final. It was a semi-final at a World Cup, and they kicked 81 times. So let's take it from where it comes. I don't know. Bulls team is shaping up to be a great team. Jake's making big impact. They're going to be our best team in the URC. David, I agree with you there. I do think the Sharks are also going to be up there. They also have financial backing now as well. And I did have a show about salary caps, and I think the salary caps are going to fall away fairly soon. I really do think they're going to fall away, or they're going to be increased to a lot higher, and I'll have a lot more private money into it, because there's some rich people that own the Bulls. So let's see what happens. But let me go through the team, the South African team, the Springbok team. So we got Oxenchair. Maybe let me see if I can zoom in here, guys. That's a little bit better. Let me zoom in one more. So we got Oxenchair on loose head, Bongi and Benambi. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the team, just give the team sheet, and then I'll just talk about the players in a little bit. Oxenchair, Bongi and Benambi, Trevor Nyankani, Eben Etzebeth, Franco Mostert, Sia Khaleesi, Peter Steph du Toit, Kwagga Smith, Faf de Klerk, Andre Pollard, Damon de Allende, Lukanya Arm, Makazola Mpimpi on the left wing, Cheslin Colby on the right wing, and then Billy LaRue at fullback. I'm going to talk about the bench just now. So essentially, that is the World Cup backline. They talk about normally have like a centre pairing or a combination. That's a combination that hasn't changed. Well, we haven't played any games, but that combination hasn't changed. It's generally our A team. I don't know how much longer Billy LaRue is going to be still available, but I think that's the one position. I think Colby's also 28. He should be still okay for the next World Cup, but it's just Billy LaRue. I think we need to find our next playmaker. And that's why I'm going to talk about the bomb squad just now. Looking at the forwards, okay, Kwagga Smith at 8. I do like Kwagga Smith, but and I think he's a great player, but there's no, it's not Dwayne Vermeulen. I'm a Scarlets fan, and we are skint the same as the rest of the Welsh teams, so not really looking forward to the Millionaire SA teams. Now, not yet. Bleshin, welcome to the show. We're not there yet. I think the salary cap for South Africa is of 60 million, which works out to, I don't want to lie here, but you're talking. Sure, but it's like half what the Premiership has. So I think it's £3 million or something to that effect. It must be about £3 million, which is almost nothing. So we'll see. With the rand exchange rate, it's pretty dire for the South African sides. We're looking at the Trevor Nyankani came under a little bit of stick in the South African A game. I still think he's a really good scrummager. I do think he stands a little bit too far. His feet are too far backwards, and I hope he's sorted that out in the interim. Oxenchair, I've really liked Oxenchair for a hell of a long time. I think he's our future, and let's see. Beast made his name against Vickery in the last Lions series. Let's see if Oxenchair can make his name against Tad Furlong. But yeah, Tad Furlong's on another league kind of tight head. But yeah, we need Oxenchair to be not our next beast, but we need a player that can play 80 minutes. Stephen Kitsoff is not an 80-minute player anymore. He's a 30-minute, 40-minute player. No, it's David. I'm not 100% sure about that. No, it's not that much. It really isn't. I think there have been limitations, because then we'd be able to get, at least at the moment, if you look at the Bulls, they've got Dwayne Vermeulen is probably on a high salary. Goosen is their new number 10, probably a good salary. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I just hope that they can put it up. But let's talk about this. So Kwagga Smith, I think he's a great player, but I don't think he's a Dwayne Vermeulen. Dwayne Vermeulen is probably the biggest loss that our team has by a long way. Mostert, I think, is great with Lut, but generally I prefer Eben with Lut, but it's nice to see him Lut on the bench. Peter Steph du Toit is probably, there's not much more I have to say about him. But I think it's going to come down to Trevor. At tight head, I just think he has to get parity. There is just no way around it. You cannot. Well, for me, there's two important players on a team, and that's well, there are lots of other players, but if you don't have a world-class tight head and a world-class 10, you're just not going to win. You're not going to be as competitive as the other team, and you have to have a decent tight head. I think he's going against Wyn Jones, and yeah, I think he has to sort out these issues, because when we're looking at the cam from the last game, he was already out like that, so he should obviously be binding straight, and he wasn't binding straight at all. And if you're starting at that position, your loose head's at that position, you're going to buckle. There's no way around it. So I think he really has to pull himself right. I think he has the skill to do it. I just hope he can. And Oxenchair he's a very, very mobile player. Global Rugby and Squidge analysis on Springbok's defence shows Kwagga's ability to replace Dwayne as the organiser in the defence system. Actually, David, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go watch Squidge after this. Thanks for bringing it up. I'll actually go have a look, because I think there's just so much analysis, because we don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm happy with the pack. There's some good grunt there, but I think what's the most important thing is the bench. Marx Kitshoff, Malherbe coming off the bench. Malherbe by far is our best tight head prop. There is no other tight head prop, but he's the best tight head prop. But does he offer? Now you've got Tate Furlong, who's improved his game off the field during general play. His defence has improved. He's got an offloading game. So as a tight head prop, you've got to bring something a little bit more special. And Malherbe is our best tight head prop. But I always feel he always carries a little bit too much weight. But let's see. Loet de Jager, great to see him back. I just hope there's no injury to one of the players to start the game, because then Loet's got to play the whole game. Let's see. Reinhard Elstad, what do you think of the heights of the front row? Starting row 1.78, front row 1.9. Yeah, I know Marx's 1.9. It is a little bit taller. If they were going to go for a taller, because I know in the World Cup we actually brought on what's his name, and the guy who plays for Saracens, Vincent Koch, who I do rate as a tight head. He does play a lot higher. So but with normally you have Malherbe with Kitshoff playing with Bongi at the Stormers. So we'll see. I think it's a good idea. Everything done. Go Lions. Mel Mark, welcome to the show. It's kind of strange. I'm 1.8. I played loose head. I think that's a pretty decent kind of size. 1.9 is a little bit tall for a front row, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. But I think you have to have fairly much some parity between all the players, and then it doesn't make much difference. But still, I still think Marx Kitshoff and Malherbe is probably the best bench, front row bench that you could probably bring in the world currently. I don't think there's a better bench in the world. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the team. Pretty much the same spine as the World Cup, except for Dwayne Vermeulen. And I just... the other thing, sorry, when I was looking at the team sheet, because we're obviously playing a 5-3 split, which is... everyone was expecting a 6-2. But Herschel Yankees, Elton Yankees, and Willemse, those are three highly attacking players. Elton Yankees probably our best attacking fly half in the country. Herschel Yankees very nippy, and then Willemse. I'll be honest, guys. Willemse has not always been my favourite player. I always thought he was trying too hard, and it just seems like in this last year he's been a lot more relaxed. He's been a lot calmer, and it just seems to now be coming a little bit natural. Because under 20s and all that kind of thing, the guys is absolute amazing player. But yeah, I think there's something brewing that's going to happen near the end of the show. Khaleesi can't be fit. Khaleesi can't be fit as he has been in isolation. Yeah, I don't know if he's match fit. I'm sure he'll be fit. We're saying that you do have you have your bike, and you can keep your fitness at a certain point. I just don't know about match fitness unless they've been training quite. But yeah, I don't know. I really, really don't know. Flishin, I'm not entirely convinced because there's just so many unknowns. I don't think the Lions have had. There hasn't been the same team for the Lions. There hasn't been any build-up to some kind of side. Every single game has been a walkover except for one. But then looking at the way that the Lions played in that walkover, where they're holding something back, I'm not 100% sure. These guys are so fit that they don't lose fitness in 10 days, especially if you didn't have symptoms. Daniel Cabbins, welcome to the show. Yes, I do agree with you there. You don't lose fitness, but it's just match fitness, because I think match fitness is a little bit different, especially when you're going into contact scrums. When I play prop, everyone should say, you don't do a hell of a lot, but geez, when you got to push and you got to reset, and then you got to collapse, and then you got to be in a line out. Set pieces are hard, so we'll see. Mark. But yeah, why don't I go through to? I'm happy with the side. I think it's the best side we could have put up. I do think not having Vermeulen is a huge big loss. Some unrest up here on a few of the Lions selections. There were quite a few. Let me have a look at this. Let's go look at this. I don't know what's going on here. Let me just unzoom this, because then I can move across. Okay, so obviously this is the Lions side. So I'm going to start the same as the South African. I'm going to start from 1 and work my way to 15. Wyn Jones, at loosehead, Luke Cowan-Dickey, who I've really enjoyed the way he plays at number 2. Tad Furlong at tight head, best tight head in the world in my honest opinion. Moro Toje, probably the best forward player currently playing in the world. When I say, I'll give you my list of who I think are the best. Alun Wyn Jones, great to see him back. Look, let's be honest. This is Alun Wyn Jones. His arm could be falling off. I don't know if you've ever watched that Monty Python one where the guy's protecting the bridge and they cut off his arm, and then he just says, "No, it's a flesh wound," and they cut off the leg. Yeah, that reminds me of Alun Wyn Jones. I don't think you could cut off his arm and he'd still go flying into tackles. I think I think that's what he brings to the game. I just hope, because once you've had a dodgy shoulder, they can easily pop out again. And let's hope. Got Bernie on the bench. Hamish Watson. It's only So let's carry on. Alun Wyn Jones, Courtney Lawes at 6. I'll come back to Courtney Lawes. I rate Courtney Lawes. I think he's a great player, but I think he's a great player off the bench, my honest opinion. Tom Curry, I think he was pretty much a given. Jack Conan, I thought he played really well, but he wasn't on everyone's radar. Ali Price, but I haven't thought that Murray's played really that well, but I don't know. Just messing with your 9-10 so quick, so early on. Dan Bigger, I would have loved to have seen Finn Russell at 10. I think he can do something. He can do some really strange things. But hey, 11 just said. I think Finn Russell brings something really special to the game. But if you have Finn Russell there, you have to have a really good 9 and a really good 12 next to him, because it's like if Finn Russell does something really, really stupid and out there, which can happen, at least you've got a really good 9 and 12 to balance that out. But I think I just think he would have brought something a little bit special. not that I'm not saying anything wrong about Dan Bigger, Robbie Henshaw, 12th, Elliot Daly, the centre pairing, Duan van der Merwe. That one was that exactly, Mark. But let's be honest. I'm going to say. I think for me, Andre Pollard of all the 10s that are playing on both squads is probably the best currently. I'm actually maybe not in form. I think in form, I still think he is the best. Or maybe I'm being a little bit biased. It's completely against what the name of the show is, but what the hell. But I think Finn Russell can, like Danny Cipriani, they're crazy kind of players, but they can do something. They can do something that can change the game. A lot of the team sheets I've seen have not had Stuart Hogg. They've had Liam Williams. But Liam Williams on the bench is looking at Murray. Obviously, Farrell's probably going to come on later in the game to go at 12, probably, I reckon. Liam Williams, depending if Stuart Hogg or Duan van der Merwe aren't doing the job, then they bring on Liam Williams, because I think Liam Williams is great under the high ball. I think Duan van der Merwe is going to have so many bloody up and unders coming his way and the speed of Test rugby is just on. I think. Look, let's be honest. South Africa kick a lot, Mark. They kick a hell of a lot. So I'd really like to see what kind of form Andre Pollard is in, and if he can identify that space just identify space and obviously try to single out some of these back, especially if you've got Mapimpi and Cheslin Colby. A kick is only as good as the chase, as they say. And if you've got two really good chasers, but I still think let's be honest, it's a decent size. Ken Owens, Sutherland, and Sinclair off the bench. I don't know. Sinclair's a strange one. Sometimes I really like the way that he plays. He plays for Harlequins. I like the way that he plays. Sometimes he has superb games, and then other times you think, what the hell? But I can't. Is there a better tight head than him at the moment? Maybe you guys will know a bit better. Also 5-3, 5-3 split on the bench. Murray, Farrell, and Williams. I don't know if that's the same as like Murray, Farrell, and Williams compared to Elton Yankees, and Damien Willems. So pure attack threat. They seriously, they're just to attack. So I don't know. They all talk. South Africa is going to be out of the gates really fast, and then we're going to run out of steam, and then the Lions will come back. But I don't know. That's how up in the air this is at the moment. I don't know, guys. I really don't know who's going to win. Look, I did predict South Africa to win 2-1 in the series. I think whoever wins this first game is probably going to win the series. Let's be honest, it's very hard to come back from a thing. Everything's stacked against South Africa. Normally in a Lions tour, yes, you have your sea of red, but you're playing at home stadiums. If you're playing at Ellis Park, what is it, 60, 70,000 people, I think that's what it is. Even if you've got 20,000 Lions supporters, you've still got 40,000 South African supporters. And we don't have altitude, which is generally our biggest weapon. So we're playing at sea level. Exactly, David. It's almost like completely opposite, because on the South African bench, it's just attacking backs. So I think maybe the Lions will want to have a lead and try to keep it at the end of the game. So that's why they've looked at that way. Or, then why would South Africa do that? Why would South Africa take attacking? It's just strange. It's the strangest. I literally cannot predict this game. I think it's going to be won by one score, guys. I think one score. When I say one score, probably a penalty. I think that's how close it's going to be. Marcus Smith, I really do like Marcus Smith. Nothing to lose. Mark will be very tight game. Lots of defense. Thinks it will be low scoring. I think, guys, it's freezing here. It's cold here in the Cape. I don't think it's raining on the weekend, but the ground is going to be super soft. Like we've had serious rain it's only going to stop raining tomorrow. And that's Thursday. So it's going to be soft, slow game, guys. It's not going to be, it's not like the Highveld where you've got, even if it rains, you've still got hard ground underfoot. So it's going to be a slow game. David, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. I do think South Africa are going to slow down the game drastically to try keep into the game because I don't think we're as fit as we were at the World Cup. So I do think it's going to be a little bit. I think South Africa are going to slow down the game. I just don't know. But with the attacking threats, Duane van der Merwe, look, it'd be nice if he scored a try. I didn't know his brother's Akka van der Merwe. So there's two brothers that play for different countries. Go figure. So Duane van der Merwe plays for Scotland and Akka van der Merwe plays for South Africa. Well, he hasn't played for a while, but I think he's still in the extended squad. Okay, so let's look at some matchups here. I've got these pictures from all over the place, guys. It's quite. Oxenchair against Tide Furlong. I give that to Tide Furlong. Bongi Mbonambi's a machine. Luke Cowan-Dickey's a machine. I think there's a lot of parity there. I don't really know much about Wyn Jones, but I do know Trevor Nyakane because he plays for the Bulls. And if Trevor Nyakane can sort out his stance, I think it's going to be a long day in the office. Alan Wyn Jones, he brings what he brings. And then Eben Etzebeth, South Africa's enforcer. Mario Toje, Franco Mostert, let's give it to Mario Toje there. Courtney Laws, for me, one of the most underrated players in the absolute world. No one talks about him, but the guy is, every time I've watched him, I'm trying to think of a bad game that he's had. Maybe a long time ago, but normally he comes off the bench, he does his job, and everyone thinks, whoopie ding dong. But honestly, guys, he's a line-out option. I think he's a decent six. I do think he's a decent blindside. And for me, one of the most underrated players currently playing because no one talks about him. But I think his caps must be fairly high at the moment. Listen, guys, I know I'm at 28 minutes. Normally, I'd like to keep it at 30 minutes, but maybe I'll go to 35 minutes this time because there's a lot to talk about. Cape Town Stadium's surface is very slippery. Yes, David. I think it's. I don't know. I think the scrums are going. I think it's going to be a messy game. I think it's going to be a seriously messy game. I really, you just said it would have been nice to see Akka against Do It. I just don't know. Tom Curry, Pieter-Steph du Toit. I'm sorry to say, guys, Pieter-Steph du Toit by far the better forward there. Jack Conan, Kwagga Smith. I can't really say. If it was Jack Conan and Dwayne Vermeulen, there would have been a different conversation. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think the front row for the currently of what we saw in the South African game, I think the front row may have parity here in the thing. I think from a jumping point of view, that's why the Courtney Laws is there because you've got Alan Wyn Jones, Mario Toje, Courtney Laws, which obviously even Etzebeth, Franco Mostert, Pieter-Steph du Toit. So it's pretty much the lineouts I think are pretty much equal. I wonder who's going to call. That'd be interesting. Yeah, it would be interesting. Ali Price against Faf de Klerk. I'm sorry, guys. I have to say Faf de Klerk is the better 9. I think there's probably only 2 9s. Shame, yeah, just said there. Pretty sorry about the Dupree twins not making it. But yeah, I don't think they fit into the game plan at the moment. Because where do you put them? So you could have only played maybe Dan at 8. But yeah, it's just hard to try to fit them in somewhere. But I'll come to the bench now. Faf de Klerk, I think there's probably 3 best scrum offs currently in the world is Aaron Smith, Anton Dupont, and Faf de Klerk. Those for me are probably the 3 best 9s currently playing. 10s, Dan Bigger, Andre Pollard. I think Andre Pollard offers a lot more. He plays a lot more to the game. He can play attacking, play defense. I think he brings a little bit more to the party. Duane van der Merwe, he'll be going up against, he's going to go Ches and Colby. Let's see. Who will be Ches and Colby will go up against? Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Lou just said, how do you think Pollard will do? Hopefully he lasts the whole or most of the game. I think he will last most of the game. I think we're going to have Elton Yankees coming on for the last 20, 30 minutes, probably 20 minutes, just to speed up the game. So Duane van der Merwe against Ches and Colby. Let's see how that's going to turn. I don't know about Duane van der Merwe's defence against probably the best stepper in world rugby. Robbie Henshaw, Damon de Allende. Well, Damon de Allende, you know what you're getting. You're getting somebody's going to take it to the line seriously hard. Yeah, Colby over Duane by like a long, long way. Elliot Daly, Lukhanyo Arm. For me, Lukhanyo Arm is probably the most important person in our backline. He organises the defence. Honestly, Lukhanyo Arm is probably, for me, one of the best underrated 13s currently playing. The other underrated one probably is Anton Leonard-Brown from New Zealand. Anthony Watson against Makazole and Pimpy. I think that's fairly evenly matched. Stuart Hogg against Billy LaRue. I haven't been that impressed with Stuart Hogg. Would be good to see Pollard and Yankees on the field together when they did that, and Yankees played the more confidence with Pollard. Levin just said so obviously play the dual playmaker role. So move Pollard across to 12. I think that's interesting. I really do like that. And then bring in Damon Willemse at 15. Talk about like seriously speeding up the game. Herschel Yankees, Elton Yankees, Andre Pollard. I'm just talking about it when the bench comes off. Damon Willemse at 15. Well, Damon Willemse could play anywhere, but the bench, I think, forward-wise, I think South Africa have it. Lotiaga is exceptional rugby player. And agreeing with David up from earlier in the thing that the Lions are going for stability at the end, and it looks like the South Africans are going for attack. It's interesting, guys. Look, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I did only want to chat for a certain amount of time. But yeah, leave it on the most important picture of the week. You can't get much better than that. But yeah, biggest concern with Lions are defence, especially under the high balls. The Boks are going to rain down. Then there's been a lot of talk about what's Gatlin holding back, what's Rassie holding back, and I don't think there are. I think there must be something, but you can only do the chip maybe once in a game. You're only going to have 2, maybe 3 opportunities in the game to score. In all honesty, that's generally both teams aren't New Zealand. We don't make we're not a pure attack side and make like 9 opportunities in a game. In this kind of game, there's going to be 2-3 opportunities to score. You're going to be able to do your chip maybe once to identify space across the hard defensive line. You're not going to run through South Africa. If you did, that would be a seriously big psychological blow. But a few people say that Am potentially embarrasses Daly and Harris defensively, so that 13 is a problem. But a few people say that Am potentially embarrasses Daly and Harris. Yeah, Am's defense. Without Am, I'm telling you guys, without Am, South Africa's defense is not in shambles, but it's just not the same. The guy understands space, and it's the most important thing for your backline players to understand how much space there's between you and the person in front of you. You know, is it the most important thing to pull back? Is it go forward? And very few players actually understand that. Chesm Cobb is one of those players who understands space. You know, you can see it and interpret what's in front of him quickly. You know, they always say it's about looking at the pictures that are put in front of you. And I think Am is a seriously good reader of the game, and he organizes the outside in defense. So he organizes the wingers coming up. And you know, they say it's a high risk, high reward kind of system, but is it really? Thoughts on Elstad? Okay, I'll be honest. Elstad came with a lot of talk when he was playing in the top 14, and I thought he did play well in the top 14. The top 14 it's a different kind of game. You know, there's some places in France where, you know, you can watch the whole game and there'll be 50 scrums and everyone's happy. You know what I mean? So it's a different place to play. Exactly, Jonathan. You're talking Jonathan Davies, Fleshen. I just think he's that good. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't have Jasper Visa, but maybe he's got a niggle or something like that. I didn't think he played that well against the Bulls, and you know, we're looking for the mark of a great player like Dwayne, Andre, is even if your pack may be going back, you're not doing, you don't have front foot ball, you know, you can still change the way that the game is played. And that's what a Dwayne Vermeulen brings. That's what a Mario Toji brings. That's what a Tide Furlong brings. You know, even when things are stacked against you, you can step up. And that's what world-class players can do. And what I've seen from Elstad and Booker jersey, I'm not convinced yet. Neither am I, Dania. No, look, I'm not saying he's not a great player. I just don't know how he fits in, and that's my concern. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna sign off in the next 1 minute. I'm gonna put my predictions down. I'm gonna say South Africa to win by 3. Under 20 scoring game, so we're talking 17-13, 20-17, that kind of game. I just think if it dried out drastically, then it would be a lot faster game. I'm expecting a lot of kicks. I'm expecting a lot of scrums. I'm expecting a lot of scrums resets. I don't think it's going to be a pretty game, guys. You know, there's been so much hype about physicality and this and that. Whoopie ding dong. You know what I mean? I think, you know, I think they're going into the trenches, and it's going to be that kind of game. But let's see. You know, let's see. You just never know. You know, both teams have game players. Lions to lead in first 20, Boks to claw back. As long as they don't lead by like 21 points, so they've got can't claw back 21 points. It's not in our nature to claw back. We're the kind of team that scores, and then we keep scoreboard pressure. Get within 50 meters of the post, we kick for post. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I really do think. But what I was going to say about Oxen Chair, watch him, guys. I think this is going to be the best thing, even if he has a horrible game. Going up against the world's best tight head is probably going to be the best thing that's ever going to happen to him. He's got 20 to 30 games before the next World Cup. And yes, I think he's going to be our next proper, not beast, but I think he's going to be our next Lucid. Sorry, guys, I've got a special place in my heart for Lucids. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching. Let's hope it's a super interesting game, and we've got lots to talk about next week. But listen, guys, have an absolutely wonderful week. We've had a lot of issues here in this country, and so yeah, just try be nice to everyone. But yeah, guys, chat soon. Cheers.